welcome back to Angie's Table. So today we're finally going to be making Mayak Kimbap, or drug kimbap is how it literally translates to. And they sell this at Gwangjang Market in Korea, and I love this market. There's a lot of good food there, and I know there's like that Netflix series about the woman who makes noodles there. But this is a staple, and it's really easy to make, but it's just a lot of prep work. So let's go and see what ingredients we'll need. I have a pot of water boiling so that we can blanch the spinach. And in the meantime, while the rice is still hot, I'm going to make the seasoning and mix the rice and leave it on the side so it can cool down. And we'll add 1 teaspoon of sesame oil to the rice and a 4th teaspoon of some salt. We'll sprinkle some sesame seeds. I'm going to give this a mix. I hear that the water has started to boil, so we're going to go drop our spinach in. The spinach is going to cook for about 3 minutes. I'm going to get a cold ice bath ready for the spinach so we can stop the cooking process. 3 minutes is up. And we'll just transfer everything into the ice bath. So I'm gonna get part by part and squeeze all the water out and make sure it's all out. And now we're gonna season this with some sesame oil and salt. So just a small sprinkle of salt and a 4th teaspoon of sesame oil. Give this a mix. And now let's move on to the eggs. Let's crack our eggs. Dash of salt and whisk this around. We'll add some oil to our pan, and I'm going to use a paper towel to just even it out all throughout. So I have it on low heat, and I'm going to add in my eggs. I'll drizzle some olive oil to the same pan. I have it on medium heat. So yeah, I just got the bagged shredded carrots because one of the things I hate cutting is carrots, and making kimbap takes so long and so much effort. I didn't want to cut carrots on top of it. So this is just easier. I'm gonna cut this in half. And then I'm up. And next I have these pickled radishes, and I personally don't like the yellow ones because I just think they use too much dye and I don't know what goes in it, so I'm just more comfortable with the regular white ones. So we're gonna cut these also into thin pieces. So next we're gonna cut the nori, and I'm gonna gonna fold it in half and we're gonna be cutting this into 4 pieces. So now get a piece of your nori and add a small amount of rice. We're going to lay it flat all around. Okay, and then add a small amount of each of our toppings. This used to be something that Grace and I would eat when we go on picnics, or sometimes my mom would make it for us for lunch. And I remember one time I was so embarrassed because everyone was making fun of me when I opened my lunchbox and you smell like that fermented radish. And I was so embarrassed that I didn't eat my lunch. And I went home and I told my mom that I don't want her to make me kimbap for lunch anymore. Did you ever have that? Grace and I lived off of Lunchables and Uncrustables. Uncrustable? It's like one of those kinds of foods for us. For lunch? Excuse me? What's wrong with her? Korean food used to be one of those things for me that was just always, I wanted to hide it. I wanted to hide my culture from everyone.
I feel like also back then nobody was as cultural. They
Yeah.
didn't branch out, and so anything other than just American food was considered weird.
Yeah.
Or stinky.
Yeah, like Asian food wasn't cool back then. And so now I'm glad that, you know, all these Asian countries are receiving a lot of spotlight through food and culture and K-pop. So yeah, I'm glad. So I'm gonna brush on some sesame oil to the top and sprinkle sesame seeds on these. Amazing. Sprinkle this on. Now we're gonna go ahead and make the sauce for this kimbap. In Korea, they use this yeonggyeoja. I don't know what the difference between this and regular mustard that we have in the US is, but if this is not an option, use regular mustard, just use less of it. About half a tablespoon of this mustard. Oh, I love the smell of mustard and wasabi for some reason.